Yo, what's up fam, and welcome to the channel. Today let's talk about this app. This app is called the World Synth by Taqs.im. And this app does exactly what it sounds like. It's a world synth. So if you're into making world music, from the Arabic to the Turkish to the Greek to the world music sound, this one's for you. So shout out to all my followers and supporters over in the Middle Eastern side of the world. This one's for you. Let's talk about it. Alright, so somebody who's been a huge fan of world music and the whole Middle Eastern sound for a very long time, and I definitely have been diving into trying to create more of that sound, especially lately. I've been getting into that genre heavy. So I've always been on the lookout for instruments that really translate and that really represent that genre well. I've tried iOS libraries from UVI or even some MPE sound libraries from Roly. And even though those sound good, they weren't always as authentic or as detailed and intricate as I needed them to be at times. So one of the first things that I did notice about this app though is that the sound design in here, the samples in here are amazing. They actually sound really good with very good crisp detail inside of these samples. So one thing that I don't want to forget to mention though is that this is a subscription based plugin. So for $5.99 a month, you can have all the sound libraries inside of this, and trust me, there are a lot of sounds to choose from inside of these libraries, which we will get into those in a second. But for a year, I think it's like $40 a year to buy into these, unlock the whole app and sounds that come with it, which I'm not really a fan of. I've never really been a fan of subscription based platforms, especially for music instruments or sound libraries. Not a fan of subscription based, so I would definitely, to the developer, I would definitely consider changing that within the next update or so. But if you do want to subscribe, there is a community-based layout. So the first thing that you'll notice is that there's a very familiar layout, very reminiscent of the standard audio kit style layout. You have your main menu where you can control the synth volume, the drone volume, we'll get to that in a second, as well as the rhythm volume, and that's really cool too. Also, you have your effects panel where you can control how you edit each instrument. You can control the aftertouch on each instrument, as well as tuning, filter, envelope, the main voices, and other different layers of the voices. So the second tab goes into a little bit more detail. A lot of these presets are consisting of maybe 2 or 3 different layers of voices. So you can control the volume of each layer of those voices and how they perform. So let's go through some of these presets and let me show you how the app works. Right now we're in the standalone version. Again, you have your basic controls, you have your octave up and down. Right here, you have something, this is a little bit different. You have your transpose controls. So again, we talked about the edit functions, and then we have the effects functions. So right here we have all the phaser, we had an auto Y, we have an EQ, as well as the reverb. So you can add these effects to each preset that you come across. So like I mentioned earlier, you have the drone feature, which in a lot of times in world music you have a constant bass note that holds the root note. So you can toggle the drone key on and off as you please, and it holds the root note, and once you press it again, it releases that note. And you can actually toggle through the different instruments. again, these samples sound amazing. So yeah. And also you have the scales tab as well as favorites. So if you have any favorites, you can star them and put them here, so for easy access. But with the scales tab, this is where it gets really interesting. You can actually learn and play Arabic scales. So you can go through all of these scales, and as you choose them, they change and the keys will light up in real time. And let's set the scale, and you can also set your root note over here. That also changes in real time. And as you set the scale, you can see that the keys buttons here light up as well. And it doesn't even let you play the wrong note. So if you even try on an external keyboard, even if you're pressing on another keyboard, on an external keyboard like the one I have here, it won't let you play the wrong note. So it's quick and easy to learn Arabic scales in that regard. So let's clear that. Let's go back to the regular scale. And last but not least, we have the rhythm tab. And this is where it gets super interesting. So we have some really good sounding sound loops in here that you can choose from. You can download different sound loops. You can download different packs within the unlocked version. So it's really quick and easy to grab some inspiration from a lot of these loops, especially if you're looking for that Arabic or that Middle Eastern type sound. There's tons of beat loops in here to get started with. And over here you can change the rhythm tempo to match up with your playing style. So let's talk about it in AUV3 mode, since that is the update that they just brought to iOS, is the ability to be able to use it in your iOS DAWs. One of the first things that I did notice is that, especially for the rhythm mode, which was disappointing in Beatmaker 3, I don't know if it is like this in the other DAWs, is that the tempo option disappears. So even if I wanted to play this rhythm with my beat, it doesn't sync with the beat tempo that I have predetermined by my DAW. In the next update, that would be something to look out for. Also, if we're talking updates, let's talk about some of the presets in here. So especially for some of the percussive melodics, there is a cutoff inside of a lot of these presets that I wish it can be changed by the envelope, by pulling up the release time, but a lot of these default with the release that cuts off the instrument fairly quickly. So it kind of takes away from the authenticity of that instrument. That sustain and that decay is perfect. That sample is perfect. But if by default some of the release times could be bumped up on a lot of these instruments, they would sound a lot better playing them right offhand, as opposed to going in and trying to adjust them every time. Again, these presets sound amazing. Without changing the release, that's how the sounds usually sound. And with somebody who's not really familiar with how these instruments should sound, just playing it like that takes away from the authenticity of how that instrument should actually sound. So I would definitely go in and adjust the release time of a lot of these and just update the app with that so that, you know, the release time kind of reflects that. You'll actually notice that a lot of these different libraries actually sound a lot alike, but I'm telling you, all of these sounds have a different timbre, a different voice, a different character to them, as opposed to the same sound over and over again. So again, these presets sound amazing if you're into world music, if you're into making the Middle Eastern sound and just that nice vibe. You get some really nice authentic sounding instruments with this app. Some really nice sampled drums, some melodic elements, as well as some percussive elements in the rhythms tab. Yeah, so this is the World Synth. Again, shout out to all my Middle Eastern fam, all my Middle Eastern followers. I definitely hope that this review was useful. Hopefully it helped somebody make a purchasing decision. And yeah, I'm Brandon Rico. Thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for rocking with the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.